So, what's on the docket today? Any thoughts on what you want us to look at?
I mean, I'm down to look at the Magi set.
Perfect. I think it's a good place to start. Magi is like, I think that she has the best lasers right now, right? It's like her or Mango, like one of the two.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah. What do you think? Like when you fight them, what do you feel is like different about the two of them and how they do their lasers?
Tim's new and
Honestly, I'm not really sure.
Really?
Yeah, like the thing is, I feel like I don't play Magi all that much, and I feel like I don't like my set at this tournament. I feel like I was pretty out of it and not able to like focus as much as I would have liked. And then it's just been a while since I played her. Like I really don't know that much about like how I describe like Magi, I guess.
Okay, but you know Falco, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what does it feel like when you're fighting their Falcos? Like, and dealing with the lasers, like, is it like suffocating versus one? Do you feel like more pressured by one of them? Do you feel more trapped? Like, what are the kind of pros and cons? Like, what do Mango's lasers feel like in terms of how they impact your decisions? Like, what does it feel you can or can't do?
Honestly, I'm really not sure. I feel like I'm like don't have great notes on either of them. Like I don't know. I feel like in this matchup, oftentimes I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm kind of just winging it.
Okay. Okay,
And,
cool.
like I'm good at winging it in this matchup. But
you're good at
it's
winging
not
it in
fun.
general.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't have like great notes on it. I guess I don't know.
Okay. So with that in mind, let's dive in. Let's head to the first game. So Dreamland Strike, what do you feel? What are your thoughts on why Dreamland?
I just feel like it's like pretty neutral. It's like I don't want to go to Battlefield, and I like Dreamland too because it lets me be, especially game one, it lets me like suss out the way they're playing, like what kind of like Falco they're being, and I can use the platforms. I can like take it slow if I need to, and like just try to like get footing on like what's going on.
Yeah, so like we were starting out with like a pretty big opening. Like this drill in is like a pretty big. I feel like that's a pretty big play like to start with, because like that's basically predicting the laser. You have to kind of predict or like anticipate the laser, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then she technically is actionable after this happens. So one thing I would want us to be like a little bit mindful of is like, you see how she puts her shield out. Now it doesn't work because we shield poke her, but like that is unsafe on shield, like the drill on shield. So that is something we might want to keep in mind. Do you remember getting shined out of shield at all, or?
I think a couple times in the set, yeah.
Okay, because I'd be interested to see if it's like that type of situation where it's happening.
Yeah.
Great defense. This is all good. I could have just gone for the edge.
Yeah.
I think that
I thought she was gonna try to like F tilt or something on the edge, so I tried to like. Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't think she can reach you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was gonna try to like cover the edge, because it seemed obvious. So I was just trying to play like a little mix up there.
Gotcha, but I'm saying like there isn't a mix up because she can't get there in time. Because like here, like you see the trajectory. Like
I know, but I thought she was gonna try to get there in time.
Right, but if you fast fall here, how do you ever? How does she ever get? How like my question is if you fast fall, how does she get you?
Like she doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm not saying like I get that in the moment like this is one of those things where it's like I'm not saying that what you did was like I'm not like trying to criticize the decision itself. It's more like pointing out that we don't have to play those mix-ups if we can spot like when we don't have to. Because then we could have we could have gotten on the edge and like ledge dashed. So with this shine, this is supposed to be a running shine to like hit her, right?
Yeah, like to try to like hit her or go under the laser or something.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So then we get stuck in shine and get comboed off this basically. Okay, so we don't take full combo. That's good. But like, yeah, I'd say that running shine is weirdly pretty dangerous versus Falco if we're not getting close enough because of exactly that. Because he's firing projectiles so often, it's easy for us to get stuck in shine if we're not getting close enough to him. So I think something I want to see here is what distance did we approach with that running shine from? So we did it from pretty far away. So like, when you're choosing to commit to this like approaching thing, you have about this much distance between the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be, what in my mind, kind of like the Falco short hop laser spacing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that the spacing you were talking about?
Yeah, so like, if basically at this distance, because your starting point is like, your starting point here, we'll actually get this, like, get a proper diagram. So like, you're both starting from this distance from each other, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you can see that, like, if the two of you just, like, book it forward, like, if you book it forward at her and attack, and she does, like, a laser, like, she basically goes for a laser instantly. Generally speaking, like, you're gonna have to advance a little bit first before you can actually hit her with an arrow or something. Like, you can't just attack her from where you are, you have to move forward, which usually allows her laser to, like, block you off, which allows her laser to usually block you off. So I think that this general distance, like, is kind of something to watch. This general distance, is kind of something to watch for in general. It's very difficult to approach Falco from this zone. What do you, because, yeah, he's just probably going to be able to get the, defense out in time. Knowing that, what do you think we could do instead? Like, what are some of the things we can do as an alternative to just, like, trying to rush her down here?
I mean, like, I think you can, like, try to take a little bit of space. I feel like even, like, just jumping is never, like, super, super awful. Or it is sometimes super, super awful, but it's, like, pretty decent against Falco.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I like this. How far forward do you think we can move with our jump? Like, how far forward would you be willing to move with, like, are we full hopping or short hopping, I guess, is the next question.
I feel like I would be full hopping.
I agree. How far forward do you think we can full hop it, like, and get away with it?
Like, a bit past the middle of the platform. And, like, the thing is, if you're full hopping, you can also react to what the Falco's doing.
Yeah, so, like, really, we don't have this trajectory that we're working with. We also have, like, this one. We also have this one.
Double jump up if needed to, and, like, that's something that Ryan, I think, is really good at. Like, I would say that, like, I used to describe the way Ryan played as he did, like, vertical dash dancing, because he was good at using his double jump to get weird heights and, like, get around stuff.
Yeah, so we're opening up the platform here, too, which gives us access
which isn't, like,
to
amazing to rely on, because if you get hit out of that, obviously it's really bad, but you can also use it to, like, react and jump away, too, but yeah.
So why is getting hit on the platform bad?
What do you mean?
Well, you said, like, going up here is, like, bad. Or do you mean getting hit out of the full hop is bad?
I was saying because what Ryan does. Like,
the does, double jump thing.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Like getting hit out of that is bad. Like, it's not a good thing to rely on, but...
I feel like it's less bad versus... I agree with that. I actually think it's less bad versus Falco.
Yeah.
Because he hits down so much in his combos, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so, like, it's easy. So I think that, like, yeah, what we need to be doing is we need to kind of, like, look at this box up here as, like, a possible, like, way that we can play the situation afterwards. And I think that, like, in general, the one spot that the thing we need to know is, like, which direction is she moving in? So she's moving away from us after to, like, get this laser out, which makes sense. So I know that this is a hindsight is 2020 thing, but the thing I'm trying to, like, get at here is if we know that she's going this way, one thing that would be a priority of mine, at some point this laser will be fired. I want us to land on the other side of it safely. So I think that, like, really, like, land on the other side of it without getting hit. So I don't really think it matters too much where you land relative to her. Like, there's some, like, looseness to this system. But I think the one thing that does matter is wherever this laser is, we have to be on, like, the other side of it. Now it's going to travel, so, like, again, it might not cover this spot when we get there. But I do think that's important because we're trying to close space and make it so that the next laser is even less safe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if she winds up landing over, like, if her character, which will make her like this pink circle thing, if she lands like here, if she finishes here, for example, generally speaking, Then we want, and the laser is firing here. We're trying to, like, then how that would affect the boxes. We would want our box, like, we would want the landing zone to be somewhere around, like, here.
Yeah.
Because, like, this would then be the safest spot we can be in.
Yeah, and it puts a lot of pressure on the Falco, too, because of his, like, jump squat and stuff. Like, I could truly just, like, turn around up tilt if I think he's going to jump in, or I can just, like, play the dash dance or something. Like, I could, like, do a lot of stuff to put pressure on him.
Yeah,
we're past the laser and in between it.
Exactly. So the whole idea here is, like, we're just saying that, like, yeah, like, Falco, when he's set up, is, like, pretty difficult to deal with, but we don't have to, like, necessarily fight him directly on the first, step of the sequence. We can fight him on the next step, and then once we're in a better spot relative to how his control tools work, and then from there we're like, yeah, because, like, the problem with this Shine is you can see it. We're trying to be direct with her, but, like, she's what direct approach beats that laser from where we started, right?
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of things maybe
the one thing that could also be good is, like, power shield, but it wouldn't be amazing with her going all the way back too.
Yeah, like, we can't punish it directly either, because, like, the amount of stun the laser does versus the amount of time it takes us to wave dash out of shield, they're like, the laser does slightly less.
Yeah, like, I think there is something I could do. If I did, like, running power shield, like, drill, I think I might actually, with, like, how she landed, but I don't think that's a reliable thing to
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, because you're running, you're gonna have, like, a bunch of momentum on you. Okay, I like it more. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about that.
I don't think it's the most reliable thing with that specific situation where she's going back, but I do think it, like, if I did do it in that spot, I think it would have hit.
I agree. And you know what? I'm glad that you point that out, because I tend to focus on big picture stuff and consistency things, like the most consistent things, but it is important to know what our other options are, because sometimes you will be in a pinch and you'll have to use them. So
yeah.
No, that's a good observation. I'm glad that you challenged me on that, because yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah, because I think, like, that stuff is, like, very good. Great up smash I found too.
Mm-hmm. So let's look at this. So I feel like did we act out of that, like, as quickly as we could have? I feel like we waited a bit.
Probably a little.
Yeah.
But also the tech on her end was good and made it really hard. Like, the DI and tech, like, it was just, she had, like, the perfect defense to it.
Yeah, so one thing I'd want us to, like, one thing that happens with up smash, with when you go for more up smashes in general, is that up smashes, like, because they do have more knockback and they do, like, send people across like this sometimes, if you're late on a tech chase, recognizing that and, like, knowing how to play off the mix-up and the corner that follows is really important. Knowing that you were late on this one, what do you think? Like, let's assume that we could go back in time and you know that you're going to be a little late on this tech chase. What do you think you would have done differently once you were approaching her?
I think I would just, like, wave dash down and then play, like, a dash dance mix up, or I could do, like, an aerial instead of grab, or in this specific spot, funnily enough, because she did, like, a running back air or, like, a dash back, I could just up smash again.
Yeah, so let's talk about the wave dash down. Why wave dash down? Why that choice of break?
Well, like, you know what I actually think the absolute best thing is instead of dashing over, is I just laser over and maybe get, like, the laser hit, and then I do whatever too. Because I think that I do that a lot, actually.
Okay,
like, I laser, and then the laser hits the tech, and then I play, like, the dash dance mix-up. But...
Okay. Gotcha. So you, like... Okay, gotcha. So you basically just run over here, do that. One thing you could do... Yeah. One thing you might want to consider... If you run cancel here, like run encroach here, you can then play a dash dance game here too. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
For some reason I was thinking down tilt as well. I don't know why, like, my brain went there. I don't think it's good. Yeah, no, she's too far.
Yeah.
Okay. Brain, why do you think the things you do? Cool. So you see how, like, she's basically just keeping us at that, like, one short hop laser distance. A lot of what you're doing is having to, like, a lot of the challenge here is, like, figuring out how to get around it, or, like, get into a spot where you can pressure it unsafely after the fact. You've done that successfully on a bunch of these interactions, and this is where, like, the fight seems to be going most your way. You see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of a good blueprint for, like, some of the ways that we can fight back against this playstyle and this formation. Where do you think it go? Like, what do you remember happening in terms of it going wrong? I know you mentioned that you were kind of out of it. Was that like just other stuff like weighing on you, the venue?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
It's just like some external stuff and whatever.
gotcha. That
Like
sucks.
I think, like my honest experience with this tournament was, so I just had some like personal stuff going on a little bit, which I think took me out of it. But on top of it, this schedule was really hard for me, and in trying to preserve my energy, I think I ended up not letting myself actually like get into the zone ever.
Okay. I can see how that would happen.
Like,
is all
because it's
really
like I was
good.
telling you how like I didn't warm up for pools, I didn't whatever, and I think I was like so focused on like not burning out by the end of the day because I had like an 8-hour day that I didn't actually do the things I needed to be like ready to play and like super focused, you know?
Mm-hmm. I would say this whole... that's unfortunate. I think that, like, you know what, it was a tough schedule. I think that you handled it as best as you could. If it wasn't... And, like, with... I think that that's kind of... Those are kind of the moments where, like, being more practiced actually does really make a big difference.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you know, a little bit... Being a little bit cleaner, being a little bit more... Like, everything being a little... It's really just, like, the stats are a little bit higher. Like, reactions are a little bit crisper, our execution's a little higher, we're going for slightly more efficient things. Like, everything's just a little bit stronger, and that really does make it, like, especially at this level, it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
I still think that, like, the decision-making, I totally get it. Yeah, and if there's any way I can help you prepare for, like, that, for the, those kind of unforeseen things, yeah, let me know, because that's something we can go over, like, here privately.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm feeling like pretty good about it because I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this tournament not going my way is actually long-term good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel very motivated. Like even today, I think I have like potentially like 2 sessions on top of doing my stream stuff and doing whatever. Like I have a bunch of shit today, and a lot of it is just focused on, you know, playing and getting better.
Nice. I would say that everything, like how you handle her in this game,
That was great.
Right? And it
Yeah.
it forces into like such simple follow-up situations. That's one of the reasons I like it. Like here, let's compare like what we would have gotten off up throw, because up throw works here, but like I feel like there's so much more that we have to deal with if we up throw her here, you know?
Yeah.
But like this doesn't let her go through us. Because, like, up smash is, like, up and forward, so they can't... It's kind of like Falco's Shine, where you can't really go through Fox.
Yeah.
So it's like, take the combo near the edge of the stage, or, like, fly off the stage. And she kind of did, like, the middle between the two, but... Which I think was actually a good idea. I actually think that was a good call on her side. It's just, it sucks. Like, it's a rough position to be up smashed in.
Yeah.
So Battlefield. This is like the Falco counterpick these days, I hear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the full hop stuff and like lack of angles coming from below and that kind of thing?
Yeah, and I think also just like the platforms work out really well. And are like annoying to get around if like she's hanging out under the platforms and like lasering and doing that kind of stuff. Like it's hard to get in.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. So let's talk about DI for a second. So walk me through what you like. So we get hit by that down air. Like we get this shine into this down air.
Yeah.
I think that's guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a bad habit. I get hit by that more than I should.
So what should we do instead?
I mean, I think if I don't full DI out, it's good. Like even if I do like a slight DI, it would be harder. I think if I'm doing like a slight DI plus like maybe SDI up, it might be really good. Like if I do like a random like little SDI up in like the top right notch.
So we're aiming for here basically, right?
Yeah, because I don't want the downer to send me off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I really like that.
Yeah.
So like I think that this is an important situation for us to recognize, just generally speaking. So let's like make it.
That happens to me a lot in Falco sets where I get hit by this like double jump downer, and I know I shouldn't be holding out, but I am.
Yeah, so when you're holding out, what's the logic there? Like, what is going through your mind when you get hit by that? Is it just autopilot? Is it like...
It's not autopilot. It's just not recognizing that Falco has a good way to deal with it. Because against most characters, holding out means I'm going to get into like an edge guard position here, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But with Falco, because of the way Shine works and then the way Downer works, like it just combos into like a dunk. Whereas with like other characters, it won't.
Right. Okay, so this is a Falco thing. So I think that what we can do here is...
Yeah, because intuitively, right, like, holding out is like the DI, or the combo DI or whatever. It's like to get out. So, like, since Falco has, like, this and, like, a kill confirm off of, like, DI out, it's just, like, the kind of thing where, like, I just get got, basically, by not really, like, remembering it or considering it.
Yeah, so I feel like something that might help you is, like, let's not think too much about, like, general rules. Like, at the level you're playing at, general rules, like, DI away for, like, to avoid combos, I don't think is, like, necessarily going to be the best, like, help for you.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, the way that your opponents are fighting and the way that you're fighting them is, like, far more sophisticated than that. Is that fair?
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, instead, what's a way that we could, like, conceptualize this that would be more helpful? Because really, like, what we're doing is we're thinking about this differently. We're not looking at this situation as, like, hold out. We're seeing that there's a problem with holding out. So, my question here is, we know this spot is where we want to go. Why is this spot where we want to go?
Well, because it puts us into, like, a good mix-up. Or a better mix-up, I think.
Okay, and why is that?
The thing is, I either want to go there or I want to go, like, straight up.
Let's focus one option at a time. So, like, what are the pros and cons of this spot? Like, what happens here that's, like, good for us? So, like, this is where we wind up be ending. Like, this, we'll be blue. We'll be this blue for this. So this is where Fox goes. So this is good because of what? What does she do next?
She has to decide whether she, like, down airs and gets me on, like, the platform, or maybe gets me doing bad DI that sends me off.
Yeah, like, so if we hold off, we go here, but if we hold in, we go here.
Yeah, or she decides to do a back air, and she can combo me into down air after the back air. So it's like, it's kind of like the Ken combo mix-up.
Okay, cool. So there's a DI 50-50 here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's label that. I'm starting to see why you like the option of going, like, DIing in, because it's not obvious how she just kills you.
Yeah.
Cool. So 50-50
And I could also make it, like, harder by, like, I know we said focus on one at a time, but the other option is if I do, like, a more in, then it's not a 50-50, but, like, she has to, like, follow up on the combo. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, like, going here.
Yeah.
So almost like no DI then.
Yeah, no DI, or, like, DI in, or even, like, SDI up.
Gotcha. So, like, here.
Yeah.
Cool. I really like that. I really like the SDI up one. Because it's an electric move, so it'll be easier to do it. But then, and it's also, like, kind of easy to see coming because it's coming off of, like a Falco aerial at, like, low percent. Yeah. So, like, it's very straightforward that this is probably something that's happening. I really like this second one because, yeah, I'm looking at the difference between, like, these two ending points, and, like, this one feels a much better. We have... I feel like we want to be slightly over to the side so we can still play for the DI away edge cancel if she goes for down air. But I really like this. I think this makes a ton of sense. Like, I think ideally we want our, like, ending position to be here in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Because, like, if we're like here, then we can go, then we have then on DI away we can try to play for this edge cancel. And then DI...
And there's even a chance I miss the platform and I get the stage too. Like, there's a lot of space to work with there.
Yeah, like, you have, like, stuff like this. You have, like, this kind of dynamic going on. And then the really nice thing here is that if she back airs us to punish the DI away, we don't instantly die because we're high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. This makes perfect sense to me. I think this is a great... I think that these are great plays. So I think that the way we would summarize this is we're not looking for ways... what we're looking for is we're looking for escape options, like, or DI routes that give us options. It's not about, like, holding away and just, like, going to, like, a better spot. It's about where can we move with our DI that gives us, like, that limits their offensive potential. I'd say if we just, broadly speaking, the no-no zone for DI versus Falco, there's, like, two places that I usually basically never want to be. I'll use yellow for this, and we'll do fill with yellow too. So basically anything around here. To me, like, this is, like, the no-no zone because it's just, she spikes us and we're dead. Does this make sense to you?
One sec. Sorry, I'm just putting this all on my notes.
No worries.
Sorry. So does what make sense?
Yeah. So like basically, the yellow zone is the one of the no zones versus Falco.
Yeah.
Like we basically, above all else, we don't really want to DI into this spot because this is where like danger happens.
Yeah, I think that's actually a very good way of thinking of it for me. Actually.
So what about this appeals to you?
I mean, I think it's just like a good like rule to follow by.
Okay.
And obviously sometimes you break the rules and whatever, but like I think that's a good rule to follow. Like it's like what you were saying, how just thinking of it generally like hold out is combo DI and stuff isn't good. I think this is like a good thing because it's something for me to like actually look for when I'm getting comboed, as opposed to just meaninglessly like holding a direction and like hoping it's the right one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. That's why I like thinking about it this way. The other spot that I think that is like kind of spooky is this one. Like a little bit further back, it's not as bad because they don't usually have direct spike as much, but like if we can avoid having to play the 50-50 with the with the aerial into down air, like we want to avoid it, and this is kind of where that happens.
Yeah.
There's one more spot that I want your feedback on. Up here. I feel like up here is really dangerous against her specifically. Falco in general, but her more so because she's really good at like finding the up B kill.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay. So maybe like if you had to order these in terms of most to least bad, how would you do it?
Most bad is yellow.
Okay. So that's priority 1.
And I would say orange and red are pretty close.
Does it depend on damage then?
It depends on damage, but the thing with the red is that it also is going to end up being like 50-50s. Right? Because like I can DI out on the shine and I won't get shine up bead. I can like if she goes for like some like extensions, I can still like play the 50-50s and she can only carry me so far from up there, you know?
Right. I guess
I'm trying to weigh which one I think is worse.
Well, in what we
probably red is worse, but I don't know.
So no. Let's be specific then, because like this is good insight. So, would you say that like the danger of because at some point in the orange area, it doesn't matter if we like hold in or not if we're hit here.
Yeah.
Like we're still not going to get comboed into down air because there's just too much knockback. So what point at that point this is like much better, right?
Yeah.
So maybe around 100 plus, this is fine.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So let's do high percent 3.
Yeah.
Like high, and then this would be 3, and then low mid, like low/mid, this would be a 2.
Yeah.
And then this is the other way around. So high is like this is a 2, and then like low mid this is like a 3. Because I feel like going to the top platform at, like, low percents and, like, yeah, we get comboed, but, like, I'd rather get comboed than die, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think that, like, I think this makes some amount, like, and you'll, again, as you fight better Falco, like, really good Falcos, maybe we modify this, maybe we adjust it, but I think as a starting point for a model for understanding DI, I think this makes some amount of sense.
I would agree, yeah.
What do you think Marth's zones would be?
Oh, 1 second. I'm just throwing this with my thing.
No worries.
Well, like if we're using those same zones, but for Marth?
Yeah, like what do you think Marth's zones would be? Like, where do you think it's good to finish versus Marth?
I mean, I think like, I don't know. Let me think.
Interestingly, this is actually kind of like a version of the thing we talked about. So, like, we're at high percent, and we said that this is, like, one of the scary zones to be in. Look what she does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
One thing that we might want to think about, if we know that, like, this zone, if that zone over there is, like, good, if we know that this zone up here is, like, scary because of stuff like this, what do you think would have happened? What do you think she would have been able to get if we DI'd above this platform instead? Like, if we went here?
What, from the shine?
Yeah.
Can I see where I get hit by shine? Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's after you dash attack her shield. You'll see it.
So
Or
here, so if I DI'd like up there,
yeah.
she would probably either try to shine up beam me or back air me.
Cool. So we're playing a DI 50-50. So she doesn't
Yeah.
have like a good kill.
Yeah. And granted, that was like a weird shine I got hit by.
Yeah.
Like this one, like the DI on it's weird. Like I don't know.
I think you got on the other side of her and you just didn't keep up. You didn't quite catch that in time, something like that.
Yeah. Like it was like a weird, like spacing I got hit in that I couldn't tell which way I could like DI.
Makes sense.
But yeah, no, I think like if I did know, I think that makes sense.
Perfect. Because, like, the thing is, by making it into general areas, we also don't need as much stick precision to get to some of these, right? Because, like, these are pretty broad areas that we're, like, looking at.
Chasing there.
An
awful narrative.
Oh, yeah. So, what should we do instead here?
I mean, honestly, I just think I should have kept ground. She has to come down.
Instead of playing ground here, what do you think about, like... So you go for this nair here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, what if we full hopped, like, instead?
Like where?
So I'm thinking we turn our back. I want to turn our back to her.
Yeah.
And then I want to, like, full hop, like, so we'd basically be turning on the next, like, on this frame. So we're then aligned like this, basically, right? So
yeah.
Okay, cool. So then from here, what I then want to do is with us being, like, aligned in this, like this over here, I want to jump at, like, this trajectory.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because I figured, like, we were able to cover the platform by, like, jumping up at, like, around here. We're able to use the platform for, like, defense if we want it. Like, we can land there, so we're not stuck landing on the ground if we don't want to. We can, like, put out our back air here for defense.
Yeah.
Like, to cover her, like, going up with us. But in addition to that, like, if she plays on the ground, we still have, like, falling, like, back air as, like, a way to, like, threaten her, and she's at 95.
Yeah.
So we have very good pathing, in my opinion, here. Like, we have a lot of versatility with how we attack her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we also can double jump to the top platform as well if we wanted to go there too. So we're not, like, losing coverage on, like, one of her main like, retreat zones either, which also definitely appeals to me.
Yeah. No, I think that's good.
Yeah. What's something that you can see going wrong here?
With the back air?
Yeah. With, like, this full hop setup.
Well, like, I think something that, like, Bobby does a lot, for example, is he jumps to the top platform with a down air to protect him.
Okay.
So there's a chance I jump into it and I get down aired. I'm not going to get, like, comboed because... But, like, I would get hit down.
Gotcha. But if he's, like, full hopping to top platform, that's not the end of... That's not at 22, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah. But, like, I could see that happening.
Okay.
I could see... Like, I don't know. I'm wondering, like, what the end position is. Like, if my back air doesn't hit and she gets up to the top platform, she's going to land on the top platform before I, like, can do anything. And I wonder... Like, I can probably, like, either land on the platform or land on the ground and I'm actionable before she is. But, like, I feel like there's a chance that she can, like, maybe turn it into, like, a neutral win for her. I don't know.
Well, so I'm thinking, like, we go here.
Yeah.
Then we move upwards, right? On this blue one.
Yeah.
So as we're moving upwards like this, if we see that she's, like... I'm thinking that we react on the way up. So I'm not saying that we swing right away, which is why I think, like, Bobby would hit us here, which I agree with. So I'm thinking that, like, we go up like this. If we see her do this shine, then we just fall on her and hit her. Because we're going to be above her. Like, we're going to be here, we just put the back air here, and she bonks her head and dies. If she double jumps up here quickly, we have our double jump... We have our double jump too as well. We don't go into knockdown on the top platform. I think that we just contest the hitbox with our own and try to, like, see if we can get sideways enough for our back air to, like, beat her out. If we trade, we're happy. If she hits us, we're not screwed because we are getting hit onto the platform below, like, you know, knockdown. So I think that, like, I guess the ending position based on what she's doing here, like, it'll vary based on what she's doing, but ultimately here, I think we'd end up on the top platform.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but this doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah.
What if she... I think the play I like the least like the biggest problem I can see happening, and it's not really a problem per se, but it's if she like moves back. Like if she decides to go like Waveland here or something.
Yeah, but that's not a problem at all.
No, like, because she's in the corner, and, like, but I just mean, like, we don't get to, like, capitalize, really, on our invincibility as hard as I want to. But, like, I feel like that's a kind of a good problem to have, all things considered, if, like, the one out that they have is you're just not hitting them as hard. Like, you're not killing them, instead you just have Falco cornered, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we almost gave her the thing again. So this is a thing that we'll have to address.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. I do it a lot.
Well, we didn't know what the right thing to do was, so, you know.
Yeah, because I knew it wasn't good to always give them that, but I didn't know, like, I don't know. It's just, it's hard. It's weird. It's unintuitive against Falco that's how it works. So without knowing the proper answer, it's, like, weird.
Well, there's a reason that Falco is everyone's, like, worst matchup, like, when they're learning this game. It's because he is, like, a little counterintuitive, so I don't think that's, like, terrible. I don't think that's terrible. What you just said is terribly unreasonable. But even here, just, like, look at how much, like, better life went when we just, like, held in a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, I almost think that, like, a lot of times it's better to survival DI Falco, just to test him. Because, like, a lot of these, like, I feel like this wouldn't be nearly as devastating if we had held in. Like, we took so much there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, yeah, like, because when you actually have all your recovery angles and stuff to work with, like, you're quite good with using them, but, yeah, she's just getting really good send-offs because, like, we're holding out, thinking that we're gonna get comboed, and then we just don't.
Yeah.
So this is a short hop up? Like, what was the plan here? Short hop up here? Full hop up here?
I think it was full hop up air.
Makes sense.
But it was like weird DI on her part.
Could we have,
like, it was like a weird...
No, so...
I think I should have nared, if I'm honest. I think I should have just, like, taken a nair, like a full hop nair, and tried to get on the platform or something, but...
Or, like, back air. Yeah, like, basically put her here.
Yeah, like, if I could nair up tilt, it would be good.
Hmm.
But the thing is, I thought she was going to land on the platform, like the top platform. Like, she almost did, but she just didn't. So it was like a weird thing to have to react to.
That's so close. Yeah, she's right in there.
Which is why I think I did that, because I tried to land on the platform and, like, get her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm playing greedy here.
Yeah, she called us out with this. I think we have to use our full hop defensively a bit more.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're trying to move in, like we'll keep an eye out for it on this next game, but I get the impression you're trying to move a lot after something happens with, like, a laser on your shield. See what I mean? Like, every time your shield gets hit by a laser, you're basically wave dashing in a direction, unless she's already super close. But the thing about, like, Fox's full hop is that you can't, like, that vertical dash dance is really good against Falco in general. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it also counters her for, like, moving in after the laser, right? So, like, if she tries to, like, laser into aerial on you, like, you can just, like, get her. You can't just, like, hop out. Now, that one you couldn't because you got hit by the laser, but if you block the laser, you almost always can.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, that was we spot dodged, which makes me think that we were going to go for another, like, wave dash, right? But, like, what I'm saying is we don't have to, like, base it so heavily on wave dashing out of shield.
Yeah, because oftentimes when I get lasered, she's going to move forward, and if she moves forward, I can land on top of her with full hop.
Mm-hmm. And if she doesn't move forward, like, we maybe get shot by a laser.
I can just jump away, there's a lot of stuff I can do.
And really, is getting shot by a single laser when we're coming down from Fox's full hop when she's in place really that big a deal? Like, not really.
No. Okay.
So we, like...
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're running a check on her, basically. Like, what is she... Like, how willing to come forward is she? Like, yeah, see, like, that went so well when you went for that full hop there.
Can I see it again? I'm just writing a note.
Yeah. Here, watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That was fantastic, and I just fucked that, but...
Oh, wow. Holy smash DI. Staying on the platform? That was sick.
Yeah.
I like the Fountain of Dreams counterpick. I think this makes sense. What are your
I've
thoughts?
been liking it.
What do you like about it?
I think it messes up Falco's lasers, and I just think, like, in the first place, I'm pretty good on Fountain. Like, I think I'm good at playing around, like, the platforms and stuff. But I think, yeah, it's just good because it messes up a lot of Falco's walls. Because Falco likes to go under platforms and, like, laser and do, like, up tilts, back airs, and it just, like, makes it a lot easier to actually, like, open them up. And sometimes it fucks him up when he's, like, lasering and the platform's in the way. Like, I think it just helps Fox a bit more in those spots.
Yeah, so something I wanted to ask here. Do you think the shorten gets by this?
I think it might.
Okay.
I think that's what I was going for.
Yeah, like
I think I just missed it. I, like, actually remember going for it, and I missed it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over that further than with you then, because, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that you can. I think that shorten works there. How did she get that hit? When we're pressuring her, what happens here? So we get the edge, like, we still get the edge after the fact by burning her. Got it. What do you think about drill grabbing there?
We're here? It could be good.
I feel like it's just so much better payoff than the shine.
Yeah.
Because, like, we have our back throw. Like, there's so many things that, like, are scary for her here.
Yeah. I need to drill grab more. It's just scary sometimes against Falco.
What's scary about it versus with him? Is it like it's really tight, right?
It's very tight, and depending on the drill hits you get, it's not 100% guaranteed sometimes, from what I understand.
Okay. How do you feel about up tilt then?
Yeah, I think up tilt's like a similar thing as well as the grab, but I think, like, the only scary thing is that, like, if Falco shines when I'm doing it and it isn't good, then I get hit, right?
True.
But I should be more okay doing it. Like, I feel like it is very good here.
So the reason I like up tilt is because it knocks, like, if you get the strong hit of up tilt, it will knock Falco over if he's holding down. And then you have, like, up tilt's so efficient that if they don't tech it, you just get another one. So the conversion off of it is very straightforward. It also goes in a good direction because turnaround strong hit up tilt hits this way. So you're also hitting her in the direction that you want her to die in. So that all makes sense. I think that I hear your point. I hear your point about, like, it being spooky, and I think that especially with your tech chasing, you might be able to get away with not doing it, like, more than I might think you can, which is, you know, valid. But yeah, I think it's something worth considering because I think one of the big themes of your play is that, like, we have these opportunities for, like, slightly cleaner hits. And, like, you have you have, like, very, like, insane reactions, and, like, you hit a lot of these tech chases that I probably wouldn't, but, like, that most people probably wouldn't. But at the same time, I'm not sure we want that necessarily to be, like, the entire... Like, I think we might need a bit more of, like, the immediately high reward stuff.
Yeah. How do I lose this game? What happens?
That's Falco. We're not ahead that by much. We're ahead by, like, 2 hits. Let's, like, relax. You think you're ahead by a lot?
No, but, like, I feel like I've been, like, ahead the whole game.
True. Okay. We're fishing a lot now. You can see it, right?
Yeah. I think I should be taking my time, like I have been.
Yeah, we're not...
But I really wanted hits.
Yeah, we're not getting into, like, good positions before the fight. Like, here's what I mean. So, we're fighting her. She comes down with that laser thing. If we get this thing, she comes down with this.
Yeah,
like,
that's okay that I got hit by that, but then, like...
But, like, this is where I have the problem. So, like, from here, like, when do we, like, try to establish good position before going for the hit? I feel like everything we're doing is just, like, this is the opportunity I have to swing, so I'm going to swing.
Yeah.
And that's really just, like, kind of, like, not how Falco works as a character. You should, like, this was a very juicy opening. Like, probably should have won. Oh, no, we tech rolled in. Okay. I think that this is... Okay, so to avoid this ever happening, when you get hit by that illusion, just don't, like, tech in.
Yeah.
Tech in place. Like, you always want to tech in place on that illusion, I think. Oh, we missed the up smash. Yep. And then we missed the back air. Yeah, we could have won there, too. Then we don't ledge dash, and we get hit by that. So this is, again, like, this is a thing that happens a lot when we get, like, when our shield gets lasered or we get lasered. We move a lot, going forward or back. Like, we try to do some sort of, like, side to side movement, but a lot of times that's kind of where her controls tools are, like, hitting. So we have to kind of, I think, see what I mean? Like, it's just it happens it happens a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think we could have done instead of, like, moving forward on that laser here?
Here, I mean, I could go to ledge and try to get invincibility. I could, I don't know. I think, like, wave dash backwards, like, even just, like, full hop in the, I don't know.
Well, actually,
do you have like a suggestion?
No, I'm not actually sure, because, like, the thing that's weird about this one, now that I, like, rewatch it, is that, like, we do get our action out. So we do, like, we do advance, and then I think the problem is the second shield on this one, actually.
Yeah. Like, I think if I went forward and maybe, like, dashed back, it could be good. Like, if I wave dash forward and, like, dash back or something, but I don't know. It's scary. It's scary to be in the corner here when she has, like, center and everything at this %.
Yeah, so with that in mind, what would make you feel more comfortable in this moment? Would the ledge intangibility help?
I think the threat of it, yeah. Like, if I was playing around that, it would probably not be bad.
Then I think that's what we should do.
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, I think that I am trying to solve an emotional situation or an emotional problem with a logical solution, and that's not how people work. I think that we need to, like, if you need some amount of security to feel, like, sturdy in your play and to, like, bounce back from, we have access to the ledge, which is one of the most powerful, like, it's the most powerful, like, bounce back in the game. Like,
I don't think she's going to go for something crazy either, like, at this % last stock. So I think having the ledge invincibility is, like, it's like my last little, like, buddy. That's my last little thing that can, like, you know, I don't know. It's going to get really good when I'm in the corner there.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, we're gonna use the ledge invincibility to get, like, buy some threat. We're gonna take it,
and I can buy some time too, and, like, see if she does anything stupid, and, like, just, like, take it to the bank if she does.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, we don't hang ourselves. I like that a lot. I think that's the play. I think that's definitely what we want to keep in mind for sure. Because, yeah, and you know what, I don't normally do the whole, like, what happened last game affects this one thing, but I can tell that you're a little bit more shaken after this one. Like, I can see it in your movements.
Yeah.
You look a little bit more, you're not quite as focused, you're not going for your follow-ups as, like, confidently. Yeah, no, and that absolutely does not fly versus Falco, so I think that, like, keeping in mind that, like, we need
I think this game, like I said, personal stuff, whatever, and I think, like, I was just in my head. Like, I don't want to get into it, but, like, the stuff that was affecting me, like, that, like, external stuff does tie into, like, the crowd cheering for Magi to win and whatever. And I think I kind of spiraled a bit.
Understandable.
And it's not a thing that I'm, like, worried about in the future. I just think, like, that I was, like, since I was going through some stuff, like, I don't know.
Well, you know what? Like, you handled it the best you could, and I think that, like, to have something like that going on while you're fighting, you know, one of the best players in the world on a character who's, like, basically, who's a killing machine versus yours, like, it's hard. Like, it is what it is. We did the best we could with what we got.
Yeah.
And maybe, and you know what? Next time we're going to do the same thing. Good. We're going to do the best that we can with what we got.
Yeah.
This I remember being like, yes, let's go. That was nasty.
Yeah. That would have been a good spot to wave dash forward out of shield.
So let's talk. So which one?
Where is it? She, like, jumps up there. If I just, like, move forward instead of trying to hit her directly, it would have been good, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you can see we're getting stuck in our shield a lot. Like she's coming, we crouch canceled that laser and then she's choosing to come in.
Yeah.
But we're trying to, I think, with all these shields that keep flashing up and then disappearing, I think we're trying to wave dash out of shield forward. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that I think that take laser. Okay, so big things I'm noticing: take laser dash back, take laser game in general. That's probably something we want to look into.
Yeah.
In addition to that, full hopping out of shield and full hopping in general to work our way into that between laser zone. I think running power shield actually, the running power shield or dash power shield wave dash, I think that those could also be really good tools too, for creating that position, if not creating an opening. Aside from that, I do generally what you're doing. It's just there's certain habits that need things around them in order for them because they're too one note in situations where there's more going on. And the big one is shield gets hit by gets hit by laser, we advance. And then there's little, because when you're so this is the one other small thing. I'd play closer to her in this kind of position. So I think that we want the magic spot is around here, not over here, because she has low range too. So it's a difference of inches, but it does matter. So I know I said where it was, but remind me, where do you think Fox should be? How close do you think you can get away with being with when she's on the ledge and coming up like this? How close do you think that you want to be when she lands on the stage?
I mean, I could be close to the middle of the platform, honestly. I could be around there, yeah.
I think that this is perfect. I think that's absolutely perfect. I think that if you are on the platform here, this is the most annoying. This is an extremely powerful, annoying position for her.
Yeah.
So I'd say that this makes a ton of sense. What do you think there's any merit to being on the ground at the end of this? What do you what's on the ground?
I don't think it's great, because if I get lasered, it's just not she has decent ways to get out, and I think the one thing I can do is sometimes I will read the Falco ledge dashing and I can just grab it, but it's not the safest thing. It's not the kind of thing I can go for all the time.
Yeah, it's not. It relies on a read. I would agree with that. So
especially at this percent, these stock counts this point in the set, I don't think it's a read that's really worth making.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out, I think that being on the ground can work on other stages, but I think that Fountain of Dreams has the problem of these platforms are a problem, because if you block this laser, right? Let's say this laser hit your shield, because she shot it a little lower, and we try to full hop, we try to full hop in some way that attacks her. We're gonna hit this platform. We have to do it in place, so that really restricts our range to just this small box at the end here, right? And that's really easy for her to work with, because that's just dash dance down air, and then we lose her stock sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Whereas up here, she has to just actually read it, and we have all these pathing we can do here. We have the full hop thing up here. We've got shield drop here. We've got so many things that we have, so many good angles to work from, that I just don't see why we'd do anything else in this spot. Alrighty. So, I know you've been taking notes. What is something concrete from the things, what are some concrete things that you think that will give you the most bang for your buck to work on first?
I think the DI stuff, honestly, focusing on where I'm DIing is the thing I'm most excited to try. Because even though because I've been doing that challenge of trying to get 100 wins in a row on unranked, and the Falcos have been hard, and I think I get hit by that kind of stuff a lot. So I think I think I'm excited to try that, because it happens to me a lot.
Honestly,
any Falco.
Honestly, not the answer I was expecting, but your explanation gives me a lot of confidence that you're right. So, what I would say is let's prioritize that one. The other one that I want you to think about is just using your full hop more effectively, particularly out of shield, and in neutral, and when you're as a way to inch closer versus his one short hop laser spacing. I think that those are two really. I think that and the DI are going to be the two things that help you the most and kind of give you the most appreciation for what your character's, like, some strengths that your character has that we're not tapping into. Yeah. I think that's about it.
What were the things you said again? I'm just gonna write them down.
Sure. So key takeaways, I would say explore the DI zones, and in how we look at spots on the map based on our percent, and that we try to DI towards to limit to limit punishment or limit ability to kill us. And the one thing I would clarify with that as well, if you find that there are new zones that are also dangerous or safe, that are also, like, especially dangerous or safe, or just something or something that is distinct and important about them, like, add them. Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, if you can show me, like, if you can show me any of the things that you add, that would be sick, because I'd love to see, like, what your idea, like, how your ideas are evolving this. And then the other one is just, full hopping after laser strikes, hits shield, plus to defend versus approach, plus full hop as means of closing distance from one short hop laser spacing. Those, I think, are the two big ones.
Yeah.
All right, amazing. I do have someone at 3, so I'm gonna let you go. But if you have any questions or need any, like, help with with these concepts, you will let me know, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, good. And same time next week, or like how if we're doing this weekly, how is this gonna work?
I think same time next week probably should be fine. Yeah.
I love it. You'll let me know if that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Moky, I can go.
Cool.
Take care.
A lot.
Not like do your thing, knock him dead, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, thank you so much. Have a good one.